This is Creating Grin. Join us as we play Dungeons & Dragons around ye old table, throwing dice, telling stories, and creating legacies. My name is Eric, and I will be your Dungeon Master for this ongoing chapter of our tale with the two people of the Crit Crew trying to escape the Shadowfell. Right. Yep. With me as always, these two members for this ongoing
shit show.
On my left we have...
My name is Megan. I'm playing the current Queen Liora, who doesn't care what portal we go through. I just want to get moving.
I think at this point we're just going to say, just Liora. Don't worry about just you're Liora.
Current
Queen. I'm Ashley. I'm playing the fabulous far traveler Flakes. We're just gonna keep testing out different,
Planeswalker.
Right. And I will still call you Queen Liora, although I never, really call you Queen because I don't show very good respect to authority figures. But you're Queen in my heart.
Join us as we play Chapter 36. Hi-ho, hi-ho. It's off to deal with a shadow giant they go.
Oh, Lord. Oh, God.
So,
let's go to the mountain.
The last time that we were with these two budding adventurers trying to find their way, claw their way, no pun intended, back to the material plane, trying to get back to Tyrdal and the others that... Who knows? They had made it to the quaint little homestead of...
David.
Tennant.
Airbnb.
And...
No, wait. We've named it the Cozy River Lodge.
Cozy River Lodge, in which Mr. Tennant was a hunter. He had kind of been forced, his hand was forced slightly by his wife, Alara, which those of you who are married, you'll understand, to help the group. And because they rescued her from the clutches of a werewolf, he was very much obligated or obliged to do so, however you want to figure that out.
Voluntold.
There you go. And they had been given several directions to go. They could go through the Scary Mountains a week away, or they could go to a one-day trip and deal with the Shadow Giant. After much deliberation and planning, and then replanning, and then trying to figure out which way to go still, they decided to try the short way first, and then if they fail, go the long way if they survive.
It is absolutely not a ploy to stay in the Shadowfell
to get shadow
in
powers.
an attempt to become the first Shadow Tabaxi.
So we pick up now after a long rest was completed. You will have a very simple meal that was provided to you. It'll be equivalent to a ration, as Alara is a gracious host and takes care of you guys. She provides you with some warm tea again. It's very refreshing. And then she packs, she has a couple extra water skins that she packs, actually some more like a juice, if you will. It's kind of like different types of berries and things that have been collected and steeped. It's not a tea, but more of like a steeped kind of wild berry drink into a water skin for each of you. There's pleasantries exchanged by the two. There's some hugs and kisses. There's some, don't be gone too long from Alara, and he kind of gives her a little brush on the chin, and he says, I'll be back before they will, kind of. And he's going to say, if you're ready to go, let's go. Gathers his backpack, his gear, heads out the quaint little cottage by the river, and begins to lead you guys in the direction he promised. As I sip on my quaint little steeped berry wild juice. It's literally water. So, I'm assuming you guys are following. Okay. We are going to have him make a survival check. He will have advantage because he lives here and he's been there.
Good reason.
And that is a nat 20.
Oh.
So, not only are you guys going to safely navigate, but you're going to do so in record time. So you're going to get there in under a day's trip. When you arrive there, You are going to be on a road. This road pathway kind of winds downhill. You're going to be high enough to overlook what looks like a ruined village. Inside this ruined village, you are going to see a trail of smoke that billows like a large fire, and you will see the flicker of what to you would be a bonfire, to a large or giant creature would be a simple fire. He's going to tell you that inside a particular homestead that he points to, there is going to be an entrance to get you back to the material plane. So there's going to be a veil of shadows. Sitting in front of or nearby this building is going to be the shadow giant, as he's kind of like cross-legged sitting there eating something. You're not sure, but you can see he just kind of like tears whatever it is he's eating. So let's go ahead and change the map for the players before I show you guys.
So, chances David wants to be our, like, patsy, scapegoat. What's a good term for this? Distraction?
No. He's literally saying, I've done my job. The two of you are on your own, and good luck. So, I need to give you vision. So, hang on one second. Turn this off, turn this off.
I love the rain.
It's just thunder and lightning. No rain.
Even better.
If you want to zoom in and fill that entire screen comfortably.
I'll try.
Okay, that's pretty decent. And I will now transition over to our battle map. So.
I don't like the wolves.
That's just
As long as
ominous.
they're real wolves and not
werewolves.
I didn't like that first one.
We really have.
So my plan right now includes chucking the severed
Alright.
head.
Take this
Like
little,
always.
take this little miniature, and you can put it right where there's a splotch of like black. That's where the bonfire is. And if one of you want to reach back there and pick one of the giants, the shadow giant miniatures up on the wall there, you could either have the male or the female, your choice.
Oh gosh. Let's go with women power, I guess.
Yep.
Okay, girl, pow. Yeah, don't
Listen, I
knock
almost
that
knocked them
down.
both down.
Don't do that, please. Those are very fragile, believe it or not.
By the one? By the fire?
Yep. So she will be perched by the fire, and it looks like she's gnawing on something. The building in which he points to is going to be right here.
Of course it is.
Yep. And she is facing that direction. It is a very large building. It would be equivalent to like a pole barn. Large enough for the shadow giants to maneuver in and out of. The doors are wooden, kind of rickety doors, but they have been swung and tied back, so it is open. And you can see kind of vaguely inside. It's shadowy and dark. So, you are starting in the cardinal direction-wise would be the southwest, or over in this direction. You guys are probably about 200 to 300 feet away from this particular spot. So you got some distance to kind of do what you want to do or plan. But he wishes you luck. He is going to conjure something in his hand. There's kind of a flash of green energy, and he hands each of you 2 good berries. And says, good luck.
Okay, well.
If you ever come back here, you can always find me. You'd be pleasant to have you, is what he says.
I've got my little map just tucked away.
All right.
So I'm thinking we like go around, or is there like tree cover for us to be able to go to the other side of the ruined town?
There are trees, but they are all dead woods. They are leafless, dying trees. Very little
if we
cover.
stayed in the Shadowfell long enough, we would lose our color, and it'd be a lot easier to like sneak
Oh
in
my god.
over there.
Well, I'm already dark, so.
But you'd have a ethereal, smoky glow to you.
Ooh, let's see, ethereal smoky
Smoky
glow. That's
How radiant. Is this where we're at? Right here?
No, we're over.
You're on the other
here-ish.
side of the television.
Oh, the rest down there.
Yeah, the southwest. You want me here? I better do that too.
What?
I can't reach it.
What?
Get the cardinal directions I put on there. So,
Oh.
well, you know, you can put it wherever you want to put it. North is up, south is down.
Per usual.
Like one here?
Wherever you want to put it on there, just so that you, if you need the reference, or if I say northwest, you know where I'm going.
Yeah.
Okay.
So at this point,
It's like 5th grade.
Tennant is probably 60 to 80 feet away, marching back towards the quaint little cottage by the river.
So I'm thinking there looks to be some buildings kind of here, and we just kind of make our way back, and then
The long way around to where
yeah,
she's not looking. Yeah. Ish.
yeah.
Yeah. Stealth.
Mhm.
Lots of stuff.
Lots
Okay.
of stuff.
Okay, go ahead and give me one
You
stealth
don't have,
check.
like, anything to help us stealth, do you?
Pass without trace.
Sweet.
Yep. Go ahead and burn a spell slot on that.
Okay,
And yeah, stealth, lots of it.
and it lasts for how long?
It's an hour.
Up to 1 hour.
Okay, perfect. You're looking at a 15, 20-minute stealth or kind of movement to get to basically the battle map or potential battle map. So just keep that in mind. One stealth check's all you need. That'll constitute the time it takes. You could add 10.
I know.
Is it 10? No, I'm just kidding.
No. Trying to map. 19,
Trying to math, it runs in the family.
24.
24, that's excellent.
I got a 25.
25, that's good
I
too.
only rolled a 3, so.
So moving.
Oh, well, okay. Fancy pants.
Is this my thirsty ass? I think is what I want. I'm totally not prepared, per the usual.
That's your best work.
Sometimes at home games, but when people are watching you, it's not good entertaining television.
Sure
Or
it
YouTube.
is.
Yeah, my home games are a lot more intriguing. And you don't have a time crunch. Oh, that's another. Okay. It's somewhere around here, but I'm not worried about it. I'm sure I can pull it up on the old B&B Dion if I need it. I better do that now before we get too much further. Anyway, so you make it to the entrance of this kind of dilapidated, ruined city. Or village, not city.
Like where we're at.
Yeah, perfect. During this time that you have migrated or walked down there in the shadows, being stealthy, the female shadow giant has not moved. She is just watching, content as he's going through whatever she's eating. She's gone through a couple of them. And your passive insight is what?
10.
Insight?
Yep.
18.
Okay. Anything better?
10.
18 is able to pick that is actually creature or humanoid cooked appendages
Yummy.
is what it's gnawing on.
At least it's cooked, I guess.
Yeah, you can see something on the fire like being cooked as she will kind of slowly rotate it to try to evenly cook it. Let's see.
Okay, I got other shenanigans. If we so wanted.
Chateau Giant statistics. Ta-da. Thank you, Beam Beyond, for helping me out.
What do you mean you other shenanigan?
So, hear me out.
Do I have a choice?
If we wait 3 months, we can use shadow powers.
I was gonna say 4. But, so I have this neat little trick that I can make my arrows produce, like, flame whenever, like, they hit their target. So we could, like, set a building on fire to, like, distract her. And then we can, like, run across the street into the world. Or we could hope lightning doesn't, like, you know, light us up in the middle of our scramble across the road.
We could, maybe we want to get as far as we can first.
Mm-hmm. Although... Because if we're, like, over here and I shoot the arrow... I mean, I guess I could shoot it back over this way. Because I don't want to shoot it past her to where she could be like, oh, the arrow came from there, and then find us.
Yeah, if you can do it just enough to make her turn around. Even for, like, 10 seconds.
Right. That's what I'm thinking. We, like, make our way kind of around this way. And then, like, when I'm... like here, I can like maybe sneak up and like shoot this building with the arrows, and then we can like dash across while she's like looking at the like flames of like this house.
I'm down.
Okay.
Okay. Plan in place. See if it works. You make the stealth checks. We're not in combat, so I'll let you guys essentially move your full speed and stealth. Obviously, I don't want you to have to make 30,000 rolls to get there. I'm not that kind of guy. And we are on a time limit.
Is it still past going trace?
As long as, yeah, you've
As
got
long
it for
as it
45
touches an
more
hour.
minutes
35.
on it. Okay. So you guys can maneuver your tokens on the map
23.
in the direction in
29.
which you're going to go.
So, water's full speed is 5, 10, 15. We're behind this building. 15,
Sure.
20. So 30, we're like behind this building
Mhm.
here.
Mm-hmm.
And then it looks like we might have a small dash where technically we could be seen.
Okay, so let's turn that into a athletics to run across. If you can, we're already hidden. As long as you make a successful athletics check, you guys can time it out to where you run across the gap. I'm going to just use the Shadow Giant's passive perception.
Okay.
As the difficulty.
I know. Yep.
Do you have any inspiration points?
See, I don't
feel like
I don't want to burn my
I
inspiration.
know. I
yet.
feel like I'm gonna need
it's
it
like
later.
you know, she's not looking this way. I got a 15.
Oh.
Oh God.
You've committed. You've
I only
committed
have a 13.
13. Okay, you guys will make it across.
Oh, thank God. Whew. Okay, so we are now back here. Do we want to like make the same mad scramble, or if we keep going behind this, then I think there's less of time. Well, I don't know. This is still probably the shortest getting over to here.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we're gonna
She's not facing this way, so.
like doot.
No, you'd even be able to say like she's not like completely distracted, but she's not like intently. She's keeping a watch, but it's more of a casual watch. She's probably been here for
She's
quite some time. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And our next
We have candy.
You do. It's all the way at the end of the table. Not sponsored by the candy, so don't show the wrappers. So I don't get sued by whomever they may be.
You move us across the courtyard, and I was like, well, what candy you?
All of it.
Running a podcast costs a lot of candy, let me tell you.
It's either candy or booze.
I brought the
Candy's a
treasure.
little cheaper. A little cheaper.
Sometimes. You said we could get to here?
You can move your full movement currently.
Okay, so you'll be there.
Well, we were stopping here because you were going to shoot the arrow.
Well, you can be closest to the thing, and I just have to be over here to shoot this building.
As you get to that point,
Oh, man.
that is when the 18 pass perception is going to kick in. You're going to hear walking coming from the eastern side of the screen, coming down that road right around this direction.
Fuck.
Well,
Heavy walking?
It's not heavy walking, but it's enough to draw the 18. You need a
Like, is it a
perception.
big creature? Or...
No,
Okay.
no.
Perception.
Damn it.
It would require perception to get a better lock.
23.
Okay. So kind of moving up and getting into a position maybe behind some old dilapidated barrel or crate that's kind of near this homestead. You duck behind it and you take a look. You can see two hooded or cloaked figures, medium size, approaching. The fire giant female is going to look and stands upright as if like,
fuck.
That's what you got so far.
I'm going to signal you to wait. Like,
Okay.
All right, so she gives you a signal to wait. These two cloaked figures are going to get probably just about where the alleyway is that you're ducked behind. Where the alley is that you're kind of peeking, sorry.
between the houses.
Yep. You're going to notice that they are dark-skinned. You can't get many features, but you can definitely tell that they're drow or dark-skinned based off their builds. But these cloaks look very nice. And they continue to walk past.
Do they look familiar?
The cloaks stuff. You could make a insight check if you like, or an insight check. We'll go with that. 21. I'm going to say that they don't look immediately familiar, that you can identify it based off the cloak, but you know that the cloaks are well made. Someone of well standing or wealth or royalty would have something like that as they continue to walk by.
Okay.
Interesting.
So they will walk by, past, and approach the giant female. She is going to start to move towards her weapon. And then you are going to hear a familiar voice, which startles you.
Great. I love that.
That says...
Familiar, obviously, to her, not to me.
Oh, 100%
How many drow do you know?
I don't know. I was in the camp being beaten, tortured by him for who knows
That's
how
true.
long.
And you're
PTSD.
going to hear this voice, which is female, very familiar, say... We were given permission to pass. And the female shadow giant is going to look strangely, and she says, by whom? And it kind of bellows and echoes. And then she's going to say, by your king, King Sulfurious, sorry. And she's going to extend her hand, and as she does, she has some sort of identification or mark that you can't quite see from this angle, but you can read the body language of the female shadow giant, and she's going to be appeased by what's shown. And she'll just kind of say, through there, she points into the building you're trying to go to. And the two figures will turn and kind of saunter into the building, into the darkness. The female shadow giant will have a seat and continue to nom on whatever she's nomming on.
Okay. So...
That's it.
Can I... Can't, insider perception any further?
Well, I would say that you know who the voice is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've got a guess.
You can make a guess.
I have a guess.
Okay. Then roll with it. Role play. Go ahead.
Okay.
Figure it out. See if your guess is as good as what I'm throwing out there.
Let me tell you?
Why don't you just play it out? See if
What?
you're right, and I'll tell you, try again.
Okay, I'm gonna sidle up to you. We can meet in the...
I was gonna say I'm gonna start rendezvousing back this way.
Mm-hmm. There's a quickened pace to her stealthiness as she comes back.
Who are those blokes?
There's 2 drow. Did you overhear any of that? Was she able to hear?
Passive perception is a 10.
My passive perception's a 15, I think.
Oh. Yeah. Well, 15 would have been good enough to hear, not the details, but you would have heard conversation being had.
Okay. They sound like important people?
Well, they came through,
No, they did not come through. They came from the east down the street, and they walked.
Well, they came going to the portal.
Yes.
But they told the giant that they had permission and some kind of marking or symbol or something to prove it. And she let them go.
Think that'll work with us?
We
Did
don't
you
have...
see the thing?
No. I just know there was some kind of proof given, which we don't have.
So proceed with same plan? Do we know that they're gone?
No, but they sound familiar to me too.
There was only one.
You said there was 2.
One that spoke.
Yes. The one, well, yes. Sounds familiar to me too.
Who did it sound like?
Now she's second guessing herself. She's thinking, she don't look. You're on YouTube now.
Well,
It's not like back in the day.
going by the noble clothing or the rich clothing, my only guess would be my mother that's gone.
Yeah, inspiration point.
I already have one because I didn't burn it.
Well, you should have. That warrants an
Can we be
inspiration.
like?
You cannot retcon or redo.
Can we be like the new game that lets you have 4?
No.
What?
No, that's a video game.
This
is
a video
real
game.
life.
This is a video and a game.
Yeah.
Slight backstory, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She...
Can we like, oh, it's your mom. Like, let's go.
No, well, she was not quite ousted, but she left, however many, a while ago.
Yeah.
She used to be queen in Teardal.
So, like,
Before
you have
we
a
took
good
over.
relationship, or did you, like, try to kill her off and murder her?
I mean, there's... Murder's a strong word.
There's so many variables to
She
murder.
was sort of ousted, sort of stepped down. I mean, when you're going to be overthrown, what choice do you have?
So not, like, tearful family reunion.
But I haven't seen her in a while, so I don't know where she stands.
So, and then let me just get this straight, right? So you're the, like, queen, empress that was murdered by...
The so-proclaimed empress.
That was, like, your little honey boo-boo, right?
Yeah.
There's a little more boo-boo than honey.
So...
She is
your mom, but...
zero royalty.
Right.
Correct.
So just, you know, little fanciful, but obviously shagged up with the right people. But your mom sounds like, I mean, she mentioned King Sulfurious.
Oh.
Also, I thought the whole, like, betraying the Shadow Giant, and they were like, kill off all the drow that resist. So I'm
It does
really
make me wonder how she
surprised.
knows him.
Yeah, I'm really surprised to see more of you here.
Unless she's playing both sides. I
What,
don't know.
was she on our side at some point?
All drow are on their own sides.
Oh, well, okay.
Well put.
There is no side.
Fair point, well made. So,
Be cautious.
let's stay here for like 3 months to make sure she's not near the portal. And then...
I'm going through this portal.
Okay. But what if she's like there? Was she a good fighter? I mean, you like almost ousted her once. We could like oust her again.
I don't actually know what she was.
Well, if she's queen, she's got to be
Fancy
savvy.
and something.
She's savvy.
Yeah.
You know, she had you trained, if you remember correctly. Your brother did a lot of the training to give you the physical repertoire of fighting.
Well,
She trained you wits and battle of the mind.
She like magic-y?
if the
or-
one with her is her consort,
Inspiration point.
I may have a little more sway there.
Now it's just being mean.
Now I'm just being me.
Would you expect any less?
No.
no, not at all. Okay.
If the one with her is her consort, I may have a little more sway with him than I would with her. Maybe.
Is he your dad, or maybe?
I don't know. That's kind of up to you. He's just a consort
Yeah.
who may
There's
have.
no official, like...
You guys, like it's like the normal, like, you know,
They're
the
not-
man and the
they're
woman,
not
like,
like-
get together. You're not, like, hatched from an egg, are
No.
you?
No.
It borders a little more on harem and a less
Oh,
on
okay.
family structure.
Gotcha.
There you go. That's
I could
pretty
go
good.
with that.
So
There's no family tree. It's more of a
he
harem
was,
circle.
I'll say
Right.
he was around basically all of growing up.
Like, did you call him daddy? Are you daddy's little princess?
don't-
You could be like, can you let me through the portal,
We
thanks?
don't call daddy.
No? Okay. Well, that's unfortunate.
Don't look at me. I'm enjoying the role playing. Keep going.
So, same plan as before?
I don't see any difference.
You don't think we have to, like, have that little seal to, like, get through the portal? Like, we just, like, run at the wall, right? Oh my god. I'm gonna run at a wall and I'm gonna smack into a wall. Anyways, foreshadowing.
We didn't need anything to get through the last one.
It's true.
We literally just stumbled through it.
True. Okay, so, yeah, stick
think-
with the plan?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And if they're in there in the way, then just push them through. I'd rather face them on the other side than face this giant.
All right. I'm gonna pull out my arrows, cast my fire arrow spell, and I am going to
Stress eating.
Stress eating at its finest.
I'm gonna,
That's how I know it's good when you start
like
stress eating.
quick fire, like, 2 or
Like a
3
rat?
shots.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
At this dilapidated building in the farthest corner,
Okay.
roof
Sure.
type something smoking. And then, like, do that, and I'm booking it down the...
We're both booking it across the...
And then as soon as she, like, turns and hopefully something
Okay.
catches fire.
Your target you're aiming at is a 15, so go ahead and roll to see if you hit.
This is where everything goes
It's a
bad.
15. It's a moderate difficulty, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Have
Hey,
you seen my rolls?
listen.
Have you seen my rolls?
When we're playing that D&D game on the PS5 that I shall not name for fear of copyright infringement, someone
The
says,
rules
"Oh, don't
do not
worry,
always go."
you've got this. Just hit that triangular button." And I end up not getting it, even with bonuses, but it was only like a 10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I have to be encouraging.
Yeah.
Let's put the...
You stream that. Me and you playing that.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, +7.
Do
Here
it
we
on-
go.
do it on,
Do you want me to roll for all 3 of them separately? Or just...
Yes, let's see how this plays out.
First shot's a nat 20.
Okay, well that
Thank God.
definitely hits the target where you wanted it to.
Right, like something very flammable, like a
these
curtain
are
half billowing.
these are flaming arrows, correct?
So they are the actual...
Not until it hits its target.
Yes, not until
Perfect.
it hits. Yep.
So there's goes sailing in the air.
The target takes an extra 1d6 of fire damage.
Awesome. And you will see it plunk right into a very vulnerable, dry section of the roof or something like that, and it begins to spark, and you'll see flame beginning to rise.
Nice. I'm gonna probably try to shoot at least one more.
Sure.
That is a 12 plus a 7, so a 19.
Yep. So
Okay.
plunks into a hole in the roof and drops into the building, which begins to create fire inside the building as well on the roof.
Is there... So, I've got a pretty good flame, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay,
And
so-
with the passive perception of the giant, it is going to stand up because it's going to begin to hear maybe the crackle of fire or see the flicker of light, enough to draw its attention. So it stands up and looks in that direction.
Okay, and then, so I will have done my 2, we're in the thing, and we're booking it across the road, right?
Oh, can we stealth run? We're gonna stealth book it across
So
the
here's how I'll play this. You can make a stealth. You still have passive or pass without a trace, but your stealth will be
Sorry, we don't.
it's fallen. because of the flaming arrows.
Yep, because they're both concentration.
So you'll need to make a disadvantage stealth check. Because you're running. So you're still going to get the ability to try to run quietly, but obviously it's a disadvantage. And it's based off the passive
I can
perception.
burn another spell if we want, you know. I
That's
just
up
will
to
lose
you.
any more.
Well, if we come to fighting something...
Well, we're just, like, running into a wall, right? So it doesn't really matter if she, like, comes after it. Well, it does
what's on
matter
the other
because
side?
Oh
Well,
my God,
let's
there's a
do
lot
the
of stuff on the other
stealth.
side.
And then there's another part to this. You also need to make the athletics, too. You got to be athletically running across there. I'm going to say 12 or higher for an athletics check.
Disadvantage on that, too?
No.
Just disadvantage on the stealth.
Correct. And you just got to beat the passive of the giant, which you already know. If you at least get a 13, which you rolled, you should be
cool.
good.
That's not that bad. I got a 16 and a 19 for my stealth, so plus 6.
Somebody sounds braggadocious.
22.
Yeah.
I also have a 22.
This is for
You
stealth.
probably rolled a
For
4.
stealth.
Did you
Okay.
roll a 4 for your 22?
I'm 11.
Okay.
I have a
So
plus
stealth
11.
is good on both of your parts. Now it's the athletics part. Here's where shit goes
This is where
stupid.
we
Here's
trip and
where-
fall.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, no, that was good.
Oh, 18.
So the two of you will indeed rush all the way across. The female fire giant will be focused where the arrows went. You will make it into the building. It is very kind of creaky and empty and shadowy inside there. It's basically like a giant, like I said, a pole barn. Lots of cobwebs and things. It has kind of an ominous feel to it. You are inside the building. I'm going to say at this point, the female shadow giant begins to migrate and move 15 feet away from her post to get a better look at what's going on at that building that is now on fire. So what's next? You're inside the building.
I'm gonna look around and see what looks shadowiest.
The corners are all full of shadows. You'll need to make an investigation to see if you can find the darkest part of shadow as suggested by...
We don't see the other two figures.
You do not.
Okay.
17.
Until you peer into the shadows.
Right, and the eye pops out? Yeah, that's fine. Let
Yeah.
me stress eat a Snickers while you... I'm sorry, let me stress eat
What was
some
your
chocolate
investigation?
with... 17.
That's good.
Oh, mine's not going to be that good. Kidding, I rolled an 18. Plus
Well, the
0.
two of you will converge as you're kind of looking around, and you'll converge on the scene, basically in the very back wall of this barn, or this big dilapidated pole barn. You'll see it looks like the darkest black you've ever seen, as if, you know, shadow has, you know what I mean? But it's like looking, if somebody cast the darkness spell you may have seen, it looks like that, like ethereal darkness.
Okay, well, yeah, we just booking it straight to that.
I assume that's how it works.
I'm running at the wall.
You take off running to the wall. When you get there, you hit the wall, but you go through or press through. Go ahead and give me a strength, or give me an athletics check. Let's just keep it that, because you're running. It gets very thick.
Remind me on normal games, the gray dice are happy
The
with
ones
me.
with the-
As an 18 plus athletics of 8, so 26.
So you will watch, Liora, you'll watch as she hits it and then goes into, and you feel for a second like it's very thick. It's like molasses. You're fighting through. You actually reach out and try to like pull yourself through. And for a brief second, you panic because you feel like you can't breathe. It's that claustrophobic feeling. And then
I don't like it.
kind of emerging from the other side, you will actually flop out onto a cavern or stone floor of a cave or cavern, covered in kind of this thin viscous kind of like residue, if you will. There are no signs of anyone inside
thank
this
God.
cavern. You can hear in the distance the thunderous kind of roar of the
falls.
falls.
I was going after her,
Okay.
but not running. Just
Go ahead and give me an athletics check. Like you charge into or walk into, and it's very thick. And the athletics is just basically used to try to pull
20,
yourself through it.
30,
It's
20.
very, same kind of effect. There's a brief moment where for a second you feel you can't breathe, and then splayed out onto the floor as Flakes is there, kind of probably looking down at you as you're kind of picking yourself up. You're kind of covered in this viscous kind of goo, and you also hear the sound of the falls kind of thundering.
So quick look around, nothing's in our little cavern, and
Nope. You will see a transition from this cavern, the darkness of the cavern. It does get a little lighter towards the opening, because it'll be like natural like light, whether it be sunlight or moonlight. It's kind of hard to tell from this distance, but it's like you can see where you need to go.
I vote we
Go that way?
hug the wall and try to, once we get closer to the opening, see if we can see anything on the other side of the falls.
I don't remember what was the way to get back up. Were there steps?
You're on the surface.
Yeah, we're just behind the falls in a cave
Correct.
Okay.
So the
there's
falls,
that cavern going down that we jumped into,
Yes,
but then
correct.
I imagine we're behind. Well,
you
I guess,
are
wasn't
in
there a little cave
there
that
is.
the people were
yes,
in?
it's like a U
Yeah.
or a horseshoe.
So we're in that.
Yes, and if you remember, there was a opening that was up elevated.
Mhm.
It was almost like a natural tunnel. That's where you're at. You're coming through
Okay.
that way. So you'll go through the opening, which is in the center of that kind of hollowed out section behind the waterfall. And then you would climb, 10, 15 feet down the rock face to get onto the surface of that kind of cavern behind the waterfall.
So wait, how does time work again?
Yeah, good question.
I don't know.
Because I feel like they were telling us that the shadow, the queen and the shadow giants would use this plane to have shortcuts in the other realm.
Very good.
So us traveling here for 2 days might not be that long of time back in this realm.
I couldn't say because I don't dabble in the between planes.
Time sorcery.
Time source.
Not my thing.
Magic. Time magic.
Cool.
Chronomancy.
So, this could be literally we went down into the Underdark. How long were we in the Underdark? Half a day or so?
Well, you took 2 long rests.
Not in the Underdark. Not in the
No.
in the cave area.
Couple hours.
Yeah.
Couple hours, and
then we did 2 days over in the Shadowfell, but that could easily have been an hour. So it's we went down the thing, and then there's a Demogorgon still destroying your city.
And we're still but aren't we still a couple days from the city where we're at now?
I think it's a day.
pretty sure it's a day, maybe a little over a day.
Yeah. But now we have to deal with the Demogorgon. See, we should have just stayed in the Shadowfell. Gained some shadow powers, and then
You would have stayed there for 6 months and come out 2 days later.
yeah, it'd have been so cool.
Oh my god.
And
I'm gonna
I'd
start
be a
walking-
shadow tabaxi.
Walking out of this cavern
Okay.
towards the light.
Okay,
Yep,
watch
so
out.
there's two
There's a
directions.
little camp there.
There's 2 directions. You can go underneath the waterfall and try to navigate it, or you can go kind of a smaller pathway that leads out the side.
We're going out the side.
I figured I just wanted to give you the options. So you take the safer, smaller pathway and you go out the side. When you do, you will see that it is very much dark. Not night, but dark. And I would say this kind of feels as if the peril situation that kind of befell the area when the shit was hitting the fan. If you remember correctly, how light was being pulled and sapped and things like that during the big kind of battle of the season 2 crew.
We're not even near the city.
What are there any provisions in this little? Because this is the camp where they were kind of holding the prisoners and stuff, right?
Correct.
Are there any?
There's leftover
people-
residue
okay.
of the battle. You'll see corpses that are, probably at this point laying around. Make an investigation.
Well, hell,
check. I
it's
don't want to
only
give you too
been-
much. Go
I
ahead
was
and give
gonna
me an
say-
investigation.
Let's that might tell us how. Well, that's an out one.
There's corpses. There are weapons and other things that are scattered
gonna
about.
look-
There is
It seems like they
residue of the
died
camp. Oh, if you want to tell when they died,
Yeah.
go ahead and give me a medicine check. So you're going to actually check the bodies to see wounds and stuff like that. Try to determine the length of
Oh,
death.
that's fairly good. That'll be an 18.
Oh, these are like fresh.
Okay, cool. So I'm pretty sure we like fell into the thing, and now it's like 5 minutes later. Like the Demogorgon's probably
or
still
less, because the Underdark time works differently than regular time. On top of, you went into the Shadowfell.
These literally just look like when we murdered them a day ago. Because this is where was this where I was?
You were inside the cavern, yes.
Yeah, and I was freed. Yeah. So
Yeah.
this is where they were holding us for slave labor.
Correct.
And they freed me like a day ago. Like these are still like fresh oozing red blood. Like
Yep, correct.
Well,
Within
It's
hours.
gonna be similar.
Within hours.
Same day.
I bet like okay, so most of the things I think this camp will probably be abandoned, so we should be good to like go on the outside, except for like your mom and not
I
bad.
want to look for them. Not like go
Tracks?
actively
Tracks.
look for them, but
Like
look
tracks?
to
Perception.
see. 24.
Okay. So you don't
22.
see any signs of the mysterious figure, the figure you believe to be, you're pretty sure is your mother. You don't see any signs of that. What you will find with a 22 is you will hear kind of the screeching of flying wyverns overhead.
One?
There was a
Wyverns.
z. There was a z there.
Z. Multiple. Now, to clarify for you viewers and listeners, yes, the time has kind of like warbly timey. They went into the Underdark. The Shadowfell kind of plays really differently, and basically they kind of come out while the entire battle is taking place in Tyrdal is like where you guys are. Like, your characters obviously don't know this, but for the players, it's like simultaneously. Like, technically you're in almost two places at once-ish. Like, as you're emerging, you could have just fallen down the hole kind of timing-wise. Does that make sense? So it's kind of weird.
What direction are these wyverns going?
Well,
Can I
the
tell?
hole itself, like when we fell down the hole, that wasn't where we entered the Shadowfell.
No, but
we were in the Underdark.
but the
which has
Underdark is
time,
different
too.
timing.
Oh, so it could like go backwards even?
Certain parts.
Interesting. Okay, cool.
You know, when you
Weird.
travel, the pathways and stuff that you went into is a little bit. It wasn't as long as you thought, if I remember correctly. You guys spent weeks down there, but it wasn't weeks, if I remember correctly, or it shouldn't have been.
Because we were lost with the...
Yeah, exactly.
Not we, Runa and...
Right, exactly. So it's a whole big thing, and like I said, the Shadowfell could even be me taking it backwards if you stay in there. It could be the reason it's kind of sucks and draws the life out of you. Who knows?
Cool, that's great. We like fell down a hole, and then now we're over here, and people are
The way I
looking for
envision it
us.
essentially is you guys would have fallen, like, by the time you emerged would have been either about the time you traveled into, like, it would have been like a simultaneously you crossed and now you exited, because that's kind of how I envisioned it and designed it for these creatures, the shadow creatures, to move quickly, was using the
Okay.
Shadowfell.
Okay.
They're not going to look for us here.
No, totally not.
Which way are these wyverns going? If I had to guess.
I'm gonna like poke my head like
The wyverns are heading towards the direction you're going to go.
Tyrdal.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Does it look like there's two little drow riders on?
I would say you probably would see there's riders. It's very dark. Your dark vision doesn't stretch up as high as they are.
Your mom got pissed that you ousted her and like destroyed your whole city. I'm just saying. You're not saying anything against it, which makes me think like that's
I don't think
totally
so.
her MO. She had King Who's a Face as a seal something. So she'd been in cahoots with him for a while.
Maybe she's just using it to get through.
Did she like steal it from his dead body? I don't know. That's an idea. Maybe he's
don't
dead.
I don't know. I know we need to get going.
But do we? Because there's like
She's
mass
just gonna
murder
start
mayhem.
walking. Just
Sure. So you guys.
Do we see the like
towards...
weird tentacly creature like ascending to the heavens above the forest?
You wouldn't currently know.
I'm going to go check on my city as she continues walking.
So go ahead and give me a survival check with advantage. You've sat on your throne long enough.
Survival's not my forte.
I'm giving you advantage because it's your kingdom, quote unquote.
16.
That's pretty good. You know the direction to go. Flakes can probably chime in.
Yeah,
She's
follow the
trying-
burning. Sounds of terror.
I would say you guys will march halfway. Let me check the map. I don't even think it was a full day.
I'm like sitting here like, I just did this. Like, I just did this trek. Be like, look, there's my footprint.
7
Maybe.
7. It's like yeah, it's like close to a full day, but not a full day of walking. So about, let's say, halfway to the pathway you're taking to get to the city, that is when you guys will hear this kind of ominous catastrophe kind of happening from the direction you're going. It causes you to pause. You look at each other, and then you slowly keep creeping, and as you do, as you're traveling into the city, you are slowly going to hear the cracking, snapping of large trees as you will see the shadowed figure in the distance. So you're going to be passing each other like ships in the night, but like there's a big gap between you as he's just going to mow through this large creature.
And this shadowy... Yeah. Is he going to the waterfall?
He's going in the eastern direction, so he's going far east. So not quite towards the waterfall.
The waterfall's like northeast.
That's like into the continent.
Yeah.
Yeah, towards the forest.
Interesting.
Yeah, towards where they actually.
Why do you think he's going that way?
Was it the what's her face, the druid who lived there? Wasn't she?
Yeah, kind of.
She lived to
Sort
the
of
south,
that way.
though. Yeah, she lived to the south of Teardal and then
You're
to
right.
the east.
You're right. He's split in between. So the waterfall, the druid, he's going right.
What's over
Far east.
that way? Because Merchant's Landing is kind of to the south.
It's like southwest.
Like the rest of the continent is that way.
Yeah.
Like we're on the west coast almost.
So we hop a ship and leave. I'm sorry, you want to stay with your city. That was insensitive of me.
Here, let me pull the map up for you too. There you go.
Is there like a big...
So it's heading this way.
Oh, towards Rose...
Like out
Toll.
in the direction, like it could be leaving the Feywild. It could be going somewhere specific. You don't, unless you want to follow it, you more want to follow it. If you guys want to go follow it and deal with it, I'm sure
Oh, yeah.
everybody else would be grateful for you.
With all of my fun stuff that I've been bragging about, yeah, I totally can handle this demony creature, Prince of Hell.
So, yeah, so you will see it just enough. You will hide. It is massive. It is gargantuan. You've vaguely probably seen it before, if I remember correctly.
Oh, yeah,
So-
no, yeah,
so
we
you
saw
got
it
an
as it
idea.
was like rising up out of the abyss.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it'll
Well,
pass.
I did. I don't know. I think I was like, turn your head. But no, it's a big, scary thing.
After a
That's
few
it right
moments,
there. See?
you will. After a few moments, you will feel confident you can move towards the city if you wish to do so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she wants to go. I mean, I guess I do want to as long as like it's not in the city, I'm totally cool.
Don't
going
you
back
have
to
a
the
friend
city.
in the city?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
What?
like, did you see that thing?
Okay, I'm going to the city.
Okay. So, you guys have a good enough survival check. You'll be able to take the last few hours of trek to get in towards where the city. You'll see the city is in. It's still in the same position, if you remember correctly from the several episodes. back in the
Look,
podcast.
it hasn't fallen into
It is.
the...
It is off kilter. It's not flat. It's kind of sunken. and
Don't
kind
worry,
of
over there I saved a bunch of children.
split in sections, and basically it's been kind of sewed and glued with vines and other druidy techniques to save this thing. So there's a lot of buildings that are in ruins. The Capitol building is just basically collapsed in upon itself, where you guys were. And you guys are going to cross over a large vine to get into the city, I assume. That's the only way in. If you're going to do that, that's an athletics check, I believe, to get across.
Oh boy.
Or if this is where you fall to your death.
This
and
is where I
end
fall to my
your
death.
career.
Yep,
Fall
right
back
here.
into the Underdark.
10 athletics, 18.
18.
Okay, that's good. You both will help each other. There's certain points where one starts to fall and you steady each other and you work your way across. You'll get into the city and you can see that there's a lot of carnage and death, and you're on the outer skirts of the city. You would be on the eastern side, moving towards the center. So you're going east to west, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, last we were here 5 minutes ago, there were, like, active groups of drow. The, like, traitor drow, betrayers.
Yeah.
That were, like, fighting the citizens, the Queen's army. Is that still happening? Or did, like, all shit just kind of, like, what the fuck? When, like, tentacled prince came out?
That's a great question. Once this thing started marching through, you notice that the pathway, you can see the evidence of which path they took. You can see, like, the large impressions of its kind of webbed, talon-like feet. In the streets and stuff, there is nothing nearby, as if everything either got frightened or whatever and just left. It's very ominous and quiet.
Okay, so we don't hear sounds of battle or anything.
Not currently.
Shoot. Well,
now
I don't know where my friend died. I hope.
So at this point, now that you're here, because of the time it would have taken to walk, it's getting towards, like, you can continue to travel further, but you will start running the risk of pushing yourself beyond, because you really need to take a long rest, essentially. Does that make sense? You've traveled an entire day's worth to get here, just about. So you're still good, but I might start making, depending on what you guys decide to do next, I'll start deciding if it's going to warrant an exhaustion roll for exhaustion.
Do we see any? I mean, I assume we want to get back to the...
I would probably be trying to find my brother.
All right.
That wherever I think he might be, or
let's see. Let me activate the
not
actual
concerned
city
about
map.
the party.
Let me pull it up for our viewers who are watching. So you guys would be roughly kind of off the screen-ish over here, if you will, is where you're coming into. In that direction, all the way over here.
There?
It's like
Here?
up here. It
Here?
might be pinging.
I don't see the ping. Oh, okay,
It's
I see
over
the
here.
ping.
Yeah. So you're
It
like
won't move.
way over there. So you're just getting into that portion of the city. And at that point, the wall that was protecting the entire city has been just kicked down and knocked down by the Prince of Darkness, or the Demigorgon. My brain stopped for a second. That is walk through. So you have an easy way. You don't have to climb the wall like the last time. Oh, we're just going to walk in where you kick this 20-foot wide hole there.
Mm-hmm. So
it's very dark. For magic users, there's a strange feeling. Like, you still have the use of magic, but it feels very raw, very wild. Just keep that in mind.
So do we want to, like, rest up here and make sure the city is safe, or are we just, like, gonna book it straight through?
I'm heading down this way. Still mindset
Alright,
on
we're-
looking for
We're heading to...
brother.
God knows where.
Yeah.
Okay. So I would say by the time are you walking, or are you running, or rushing?
This and that. Am I
Well, that
sprinting?
answer.
No.
Okay.
Am I
All right.
hastening? Yes.
Sure.
Fast
So the
walking,
closer you
where
get
there's
in,
not rubble that we have to climb over.
the closer you get in, you can see the carnage, and you're starting to see now signs of, like, where there was battles that have taken place. There's casualties on the betrayer side, casualties on your side. Like, you're seeing it. You're going to get to the probably about this point here and see, obviously, like I had said, the Capitol building is just kind of crumbled down, and it's just a crater. Just everything. Last you remember, your teammates, the members of the Royal Syndicate, were trying to escape. So your first thought is, did they make it?
I was gonna say, this is gonna be great. We're gonna, like, drop in the hole, and they're gonna be, like, rushing up the stairs,
And you'll
and then, like, they're literally gonna come up the stairs, and we're there.
Yep. That's kind of what I was going with. Kind of make it work. Timey-wimey stuff. So when you get to that point, I'll have each one of you guys make a Constitution save for an exhaustion, because you're kind of pushing yourself. You're tired. It's pretty easy. You're looking at 8 or better.
I have a plus 11.
23. No.
27.
Is that a 9 or a 10?
Oh my gosh, mini dice.
19? I think it's a 19. What do you
All
think?
right.
What do you think
We had to
this
be
number is?
You had to
a
be
19
an
or a
8.
10? Is it right? Doesn't
I don't know.
Anyways.
So, you're going to be fine. You're tired, but you're not exhausted yet. You guys will make your way around. You'll see that there are some survivors that have been kind of
Are there
pulled here.
enemies?
Currently, no.
Okay.
Currently, no enemies.
Okay. Well.
So you will make your way around towards the building, like the front of the building where the entrance would be. That is when you'll probably see your party helping out each other, along with Syndra. You'll even see your cousin, help me out. Velisar, thank you. Along with, inspiration point. Velisar, along with Celestina, as they're kind of all kind of congregating or coalescing like near the entrance, probably is safe, or as safe as they can away from what just happened. So you guys will begin to approach, and that's where we'll end this chapter of our tale. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you're new, give us a subscription. If you like what you heard, we can always use those likes. Throw a comment out there if you got any suggestions or anything you want to see, or anything you liked or didn't like. That's fine too. Let's see what happens on the follow-up episode to this when the group is all back together. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.